Hey guys, today we are here at the Kawaii restaurant in HSR Layout, Bangalore, which is the only restaurant that started selling mochi ice cream by bringing it all the way from Japan. So yeah, let's go in and interview the person who did all of this, Mr. Ashwin.
And I am Rakshit Keshav.
So we're from Christ and then we're here to know about your business, Kawaii, and
Okay.
answer 2 questions about it.
Okay. So tell us about your initial journey, about how you were inspired to start Kawaii.
So this is no fairy tale. So I had a 9 to 5. I used to work abroad, and I think I suffered a burnout. I was sick to my stomach with what I was doing previously. Maybe not as much what I was doing. Maybe the whole life. I lived that life for a long time, and I just wanted to do something different. And one fine Monday, I gave it my letter, resignation, and I did not plan for anything. So I quit, and once you quit, then a lot of ideas come, and I thought about digital printing, I thought about cold storage, I thought about organic farming, I thought about starting a Gaushala. Then, so finally it all came down to the F&B sector, which I thought would be maybe easy compared to the others. Easier, and yeah. So I quit my job. Within 2 months I left the country. I came here, and then I tried to set up a bubble walking place, which at that time it was very rare in India. And I think there were none in India. So I wanted to bring it. I mean, there were in India, in Pune and all that. So I thought I'll bring some of them here. But long story short, by the time I set up this place, while I was setting up this place, 3-4 came up in Bangalore, and then I didn't want to do that anymore because I am not from an F&B field sector. I didn't have any experience, so I had to do something new so that I'll have very less competition. And if you need to survive in Bangalore, you need to stand out in any city for that matter. And I didn't want to depend on many people. I'm not very sure if I'm a team player and all that. So, and also if you start depending on talent that you don't have, they rule you. They become your bosses. So yeah, and then I came across Mochi ice cream. I mean, I was aware of this existence, but then I just happened to search it online, and then I found that there were none in India. In fact, there were none in the Indian subcontinent. And then I decided I'm going to bring this, whatever happens. And that's how it came. And I started importing.
So what were the challenges that you faced in this journey?
Oh, there were many. Where do I start? The first one, so nobody imports ice cream by air in India. In fact, the only people who import ice cream, they import by sea, and there are only like 3 or 4 people who do that. And we are talking about big companies like London Dairy, Hindustan Unilever, Wings Magnum, it's Haagen-Dazs, it's Movenpick. I don't know if it's there in the market anymore. So I was doing something crazy, and so I had to convince, or at least convince myself that this is going to work. So when you are importing something, there are a lot of laws and a lot of systems in place which you need to adhere to. And I had to learn that as I went forward. So I had to know, okay, what are the conditions that I have to follow to bring in, because being a food product, you have a lot of conditions that you need to adhere to. safety and for other factors. And also no one, you have these customs clearance agents who, freight forwarders who clears your shipment. Okay, so I couldn't find one who was ready to accept my product in India because they did not know how to do it because no one has ever done it before. So it took me about 2 to 3 months to find somebody who was ready to do it. I'm not saying they're doing it out of sympathy. I'm giving them money, but they were not ready to do it because they did not know how to do it. And I had to educate them, and they had to educate me, and we went through a lot together. And in the end, we found out a way. And at that time, when I started importing, even I had to find ways to even store the product at the airport at -18 or -20, which was again a first for the airport authorities. So a lot of firsts for the customs, for the shipping company, for the airline, for me, and of course for Bangalore. So I did not have anyone to handhold during this process or a consultant. I did try to get some consultancy, but I feel they were expensive, and I was not sure if that would end well. So I did everything from scratch by my own, and to be in a new city, to be in a different, in a new environment, starting from scratch, it took a long time. When people walk in, they say, okay, it's a decent place, decent product. But this building was new, so everything has happened from scratch. They don't see that. They don't need to see that, but a lot of effort has gone beyond this, and at this moment, I think I feel it was worth it.
So, what exactly are the market segments or the customer base you're trying to tap out here?
So, look, Mochi ice cream has been around for, let's say, 30 odd years. It was invented in the United States, and currently, I think it sells, it has $100 million market share. That's its market value, Mochi ice cream. In India, it is less than 1 million. So in the US, they are looking at all age groups. I think, primarily the millennial age group, and I am trying to do that. The young, so the Generation Z and the millennials, because I think if they got the money, I assume, and they are the influencers, and they are the ones who are internet savvy and who would who would come across Mochi ice cream on their social media platforms. So for me, I think millennials and especially people with deep pockets and people who've traveled a bit, because I cannot go on a information drive. This is good for you, and this is what see this. People who know it, they come to me, and that's also because I'm not backed by any big investors or SoftBank or anything. I'm doing it for my own, so I have to first approach people who already know it or who stand a very high chance of knowing it. So, for instance, the K-pop fan base, they are very familiar with the product thanks to a few stars. So K-pop, Japanese fans are like anime fans, manga fans. So these people know it. I try to just build on them, and then they spread the word around. That's how it goes.
So, what are your plans for the growth or for the expansion of the business?
Yeah, so right now I think I started in 2018, so 2018 now it's been more than a year. In 2018 you would only get Mochi ice cream in my store where we are sitting. Now you get in 10 different places, out of which 8 are run by the same company called Nature's Basket. I supply to them. So retail is an option. So if I go retail, I would be reaching more places and reaching more people. But right now I'm only in Bangalore. I'm hoping to go to other cities, other metros, especially Mumbai, Delhi, and Chennai. So, talks are on, but it's not easy to convince people about Mochi ice cream, and I'm also not trying to oversell it. There is a glamour to sell, to be selling very less also. So that the demand be there, and the demand will eventually rise. So usually when something becomes a hit in the US or in Taiwan or in Singapore, it takes about 10-15 years to come to India. I wrote Mochi ice cream, I think maybe 2-3 years faster than I wouldn't say I should have, but ideally, which gives me an advantage. So I'm still there's still a long time, before. I'm sure at some point of time you'll see Indian manufacturers making it. After this, because day to day I face issues with Swiggy, Zomato, Dunzo. I face issues with other entrepreneurs. So yeah, I've challenges, and maybe my wife asked me, if you're fighting with everyone, maybe the problem is you. I don't see that with Nature's Basket. Another example, the retailers, I have challenged to convince them. But I'm sure you would not heard about Mochi ice cream from Nature's Basket, though they are the. I don't think I should say this to drop names, but anyway, it's a challenge. Every day is a challenge. As you're an entrepreneur, you need to prove yourself that this is going to work more than anything, and every day you get challenges. Challenges is nothing. It's just a day. It's just a day. Nothing is easy. You just wake up and do it, or just turn away. You've just got two options.
So having talked about the challenges, what were your milestones, or what were the crowning moments you faced through your journey as an entrepreneur?
To bring so the first shipment when I brought in June, so first time I imported Mochi ice cream, landed in India. It's that much quantity. No one is going to remember this, but I'll take it to the grave. People, if they type Mochi ice cream online in Google, they look for it, Kawaii shows up. My name shows up sometimes. Kawaii shows up and my product shows up, and they go to my Instagram, they see my product in India, in Bangalore, people asking me to come to Mumbai, and so I take it as, I take each request to go to another city as an accolade itself, and people telling me that this was the first time they had Mochi. So you're looking at, I had my first Mochi when I was 30. You guys, I don't know if you had, but how old are you, sir?
19.
Okay, you had what when you were 19, first Mochi. So you're very young to have a Mochi. If you're an Indian, because it's on. But in the US, it was people were having it. We didn't have access to it. So to bring it here, and when 2-year-old girls have it, or 2-year-old children have it, having Mochi, I think it's special because I did not have this opportunity when I was 2, when I was 5, when I was 19. So I don't think there's any star or medal that I need from anyone. I think it's about proving to myself that see, I've done this, and it gives me a lot of what can I say, pleasure to see it happening, because I did it out of spite. I left the job. I did not have any plan. I just came to India and said, okay, let's do Mochi. I set up the shop. People said, "Do you need? Is it first floor? It's HSR." I said, "My way or the highway." Right? So I did it, and when things happen, I take small victories and small credits as accolades. And recently, I was featured. I got a small feature on Harper's Bazaar. At that time, even then, even now, I would say, I never thought my name would be in Harper's Bazaar, unless I was shaking hands with Karan Joker or something. But I was featured there, Mochi featured especially, and this is without paying them money. It's easy to get influencers and all of them to come and boost your ratings and boost the perception of your product. But I don't play that game. I don't like the magic scene. So a company like Harper's Bazaar finds Mochi, thinks it's worth it has to be mentioned, and they did it. So that was one, and then now you guys. I mean, I think I should show this to my dad. These kids, they think there's something in this Kawaii. Yeah, I think he would be. I don't think he would believe this. Anyway, next question.
What does the name mean for? What is the name brand connect?
Then the brand connect.
Yeah.
Kawaii, what made you choose the name Kawaii?
So when I wanted to start the company, you have to apply for a lot of license, FSI and import export and all that. So you needed a name, and I was thinking on my feet, and the Japanese word which is the most common, which is the most familiar word to most people is Kawaii. Although I'm not, sometimes I do think about it. Is Kawaii does Kawaii reflect what I'm doing and all that? But the Kawaii reflects the shop, I think. But maybe not so much about me and my Instagram page. But it's stuck, and I think people now know it as Kawaii. So maybe I might change. Who knows? But Kawaii is the most familiar Japanese word, I think. I try to keep it Japanese and Asian as much as possible in whatever I do.
So, lastly, what is the advice you give to the young entrepreneurs or the young adults?
It's a quicksand, There's no prescription to be successful. You might not. It's I would say it's 50% destiny, faith, and all that. If you think something is going to work with all those presentations, with all the paperwork, it might not. Yeah, and a guy who who's fifth standard pass, he might make a lot of money. People say it's all hard work and this and that. I'm not so sure about that personally. But of course, if you are convinced and you want to show people, you want to show yourself and the people that you're ready to put the money where your mouth is, you are going to face challenges and you have to overcome them. And that, I don't know if you call that hard work. It is part of life. What else would you do? A lot of people they talk a lot, but they don't put their money where their mouth is. So, if you are going to do that, if entrepreneurs want to do that, they believe in a concept, they believe in an idea, they want to do it. You just have to do it. Stop talking. I used to, me and my friends, we used to sit around in a bar and we used to discuss, oh man, this shit life, we need to get out of here and all that for 3, 4, 5 years, every week. Okay, but we kept continuing because we were safe. We were getting a lot of money. Okay, we were getting paid to become decent slaves. But one day, I just had it enough and I just quit. So I came here. It's risky. I left many comforts, but I don't think I would do anything else. So I think entrepreneurs, I don't think you need to go listen to anyone in particular. Listen to anyone in particular would just help you do what that person did. And that means you're not doing anything new. So you have to trust yourself and just do it. If it doesn't happen, don't get don't start crying. You just do it because you want to do it. Don't do it for the fruits of the action. So just do it, and and let's see where it goes.
It was really nice talking to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.